Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to a new video. Today we're going to be playing with something that I'm very excited about, which is the new Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette with Morphe. As you guys have probably seen on Jaclyn's videos or Morphe's Instagram or really anywhere, if you live under a rock, then you might not know what this is. But those of us who are mainly in tune with anything and everything makeup, Jaclyn Hill released this gorgeous 30 pan palette, and we're going to be playing with some of the shades in this today. Of course, I'm not going to swatch every single shade in this. If you want to do that, go to Jaclyn's video. I'll link that in the eye above. But I want to create a nice look with this. I was very inspired whenever I first saw the pictures. Whenever it leaked, I didn't even know it leaked. I thought Jaclyn just did it herself, but you know, that happens sometimes. When I first saw it, I knew I needed to get my hands on it. So on launch day, I went out and I bought it. I was in the Morphe website line for about 30 minutes before I was actually able to go through and purchase my palette. Now, that is nothing compared to any of the other launches, such as Shane and Jeffree Star, but, you know, nonetheless. So if you guys want to see how I go from this to this, then keep on watching. Okay, so I have you guys nice and close now. So of course, the first thing we're going to do is prime. I'm going to use my Urban Decay Anti-Aging Primer Potion all over the lid to the brow bone. Now, of course, you can use like a concealer or a MAC paint pot, but I'm just going to use this because I am already comfortable with the way this product works. I feel like it will work pretty well with the pressed pigments in this palette because it is slightly tacky, so I think the colors will build and stick to it very well. Of course, I'm going to be using my Jaclyn Hill and Morphe brushes. Can you believe that I just literally put out a video, I don't know how long ago, but reviewing this set, and she decides to come out with 15 more brushes? I don't understand. I'm not happy about it, but I'm still gonna buy them because that's just what life is. Anyway, so the colors that draw me in are like these right here, like the nice oranges. That yellow is calling my name. These two shades are very pretty. Of course, there's gold. I think this is a pressed glitter. I don't remember. Oh my god, that is so pretty. That is, I need that all over the lid right now. So normally I start off with a base shade. So Jaclyn does have this shade right here, which is Certified. I'm literally just gonna take this. This is the JH05 brush and just literally grab that color and just stamp that on the eye to set our primer. Now that worked very quickly, very efficiently, which I wanted. Oh, for a like white, or this is more like a cream shade. That is very pigmented. Okay, so let's start to build the crease. So I want this look to be more vibrant because they are pressed pigments. So I'm going to stay away from these browns for a transition, and I'm just going to go straight into this shade right here, which is named Feelin' Myself. I'm going to take the JH33 brush, which is like a nice pack blending brush, and I'm going to grab, I barely like touched that, like look at that. I barely touched it into the pan and it's fully coated. Okay, so I'm going to take that shade Feelin' Myself, and I'm going to put that right into my crease. So about right here is where I'm going to start and build that color. So of course, with pressed pigments, they're not like regular eyeshadows, so you do want to build up the color first and then start to buff and blend, because if you start to blend too fast, then you're gonna end up having to go back and pack more color on top of it. So with pressed pigments, you want to work slow. Now I'm going to take the JH35 brush, which is a fluffier, small blending brush. I'm going to grab No Joke, which is that yellow shade in the palette. And I'm going to go right above that color and buff them out. So I'm kind of just scratching that color right on top of the Feeling Myself shade, just so I can blend both of them. So I'm just gonna address the elephant in the room here. I do have some blemishes here and there, but you know, that's just life. I usually start off with my foundation, but since we are working with, you know, more fluorescent colors, I didn't want to have to go back and clean anything up. So I'm starting with the eyes first. Okay, now we have that the way I kind of want it. I'm gonna go back with the Feeling Myself shade with nothing on the brush and just go back and blend into that shade. Grabbing my JH31. I want to go into the shade My Man right here, which is like a neon orange. And I want to put that kind of on top of the Feeling Myself shade. Taking a JH34, I'm going to pack My Man. It just started raining. I'm gonna grab My Man and go right on top of the shade Feeling Myself to make it a little bit more fluorescent. Oh my god, that like really did it. Oh my god, what the is wrong with me? Just stab my nail into Stay True. I'm not okay. Oh my god, I'm having a meltdown. Anyway, grabbing back into the shade No Joke, I'm going to go back on top of that and blend them out once again. Okay, so this is turning out exactly the way I want it. Now, I'm gonna grab my JH31 brush, which is a nice fluffy blending brush, and I want to try this color right here, which is called Heart On. It is a bright red. I think I'll mix these two, which is Heart On and Living My Best. I'm gonna mix those two actually and put that on the outer edge of my eye. So again, we're gonna place the color first. Ooh, that is so pretty. So I am going to drag it out pretty far, and then of course with a makeup wipe, I can go back and clean it. Maybe we'll just have to leave it like that. Yeah. I'm kind of living for that. Why am I living for that? So my thing is, I feel like pressed pigments are a lot easier to work with than regular eyeshadows. Now, I don't know if that's just me, but I personally love a good pressed pigment because I feel like you can manipulate it however you want to without it getting too like choppy or dry. I love the way this is picking up on camera. Before I get too carried away, I'm going to cut my crease very quickly so we can put on a shimmer shade. Okay, so now we have cut our crease. Not the best shade, but it'll work. I'm going to dig into this. This is called Talia.
This is named Talia after my niece Talia.
I'm going to grab it on my finger. See, that just like picked up perfectly with my finger. And I'm going to tap that on the lid. Ooh. Yeah. This doesn't seem like it's a shade that you can use with like a brush. Like this, you have to use with your finger. So I'm gonna clean off my finger before I dip back in. so I don't get any of the concealer or oil in the pan. So now, of course, I'm going to go back and fix everything. So I'm going to blend the outer edge a little bit better. Just with very light pressure, I'm going in and just blending things through. Just like that. We're gonna do the same thing for the My Man and the Feeling Myself shade. Yes, 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 yes. So like I said earlier, I'm just gonna take a makeup wipe wrapped around my finger, and I'm going to kind of just clean up this edge. Something like that. It won't stay this harsh once we do the lower lash line. Just for my sanity, I'm gonna go in and blend it a little bit. Okay, so we have one eye done. Now I'm just going to finish the other eye off camera, put a little bit of liner, throw on a lash, and I'll be right back. All right, and we're back, and now we have lashes on, we have some liner. I wanted to do like a wing liner, but actually I'm just going to let the eyeshadow do its thing. And now we're gonna move on to the complexion. For primer today, I'm going to use my trusty Cover FX Blurring Primer. And just put a little bit of that on the face. This is literally one of the best primers I've ever used. As you can see, we have brows on as well, so we're going to avoid getting anything into those. So today I moisturized with the Tula 24/7 Hydrating Day and Night Cream. This is really hydrating, so I feel like we're going to have a good skin day, especially with this primer. Something that I've been doing lately is powdering my primer, so I'm going to take my Cover FX loose powder, grab some on my JH01, my big old fluffy brush here, and just lightly set my primer. Now, I love the effect this gives to the skin because it gives it more of like, it gives more of an airbrushed finish, more so that the blurring primer already does that for you. Right, now I'm just going to take my dampened beauty blender and kind of pat that out a little bit more. For foundation today, I'm going to take one of my favorite and trusty combos, which is the LA Girl Pro Matte Foundation in the shade Caramel and the Becca Ultimate Coverage Foundation in Tan. These two together are my, well, one of my holy grail mixtures. I love to use just a pump each. So I'm going to do just a pump of the LA Girl and a pump of the Becca. Then I'm going to kind of just mix them together, just like that, and then apply it to the face. So again, this combo is super full coverage, which I love. As you can see, we're able to cover literally everything. I'm gonna pass that over the mouth. Our complexion is done now. Let's move on to concealer. For concealer, I'm gonna go into the MAC 24 Hour Studio Fix Concealer. I just bought this, so I've never used this before, so this is a good time to use it, I guess. This is in the shade NC35. It's definitely going to be more of a highlighting concealer for me, for sure. Wow, that looks pretty crazy on camera, but in person, no, it still looks pretty bright. I'm just going to buff that out again with my beauty blender. Wow. That concealer blends out very pretty. So I'm going under the eye. I'm going to be careful. As you can see, I put concealer in this area right here to clean up that edge a little bit further. Now I'm just going to lightly pass over that. Alrighty. So the concealer is all buffed out. This is a very pretty concealer. Like, I love the way this looks. My under eyes look super airbrush and bright. Now, I don't know if it's because it's a lighter shade or if it's just because it's a good concealer. Who knows? Now that I have put my concealer on, I'm going to set it slash bake. And I'm going to use my trusty Laura Mercier powder. Because I love to use this for baking and setting my under eye. So I am baking my under eye. While I'm baking my under eye, I'm going to work on my lower lash line. Alright guys, now I have finished both eyes. I put liner in my waterline. I smoked out both lash lines, so now we have a nice, more graphic eye look, which is kind of what I wanted in the beginning. But I'm always too scared to do looks like this, but I kind of am living for the way this is looking. Now I'm just going to finish the rest of my face. So of course I'm going to powder with the same Laura Mercier powder that I was using. So I do see that Jaclyn has these very pretty brown shades in here, which is Comfort Zone and Homebody, and I feel like those would be great shades for bronzer. So I'm actually going to just grab my AH06 brush and dip into those two and use those as bronzer. Oop, there's no mirror in here. Oh yeah, that's pretty. These are definitely more red toned, but it works. Now I'm going to take my JH30 brush, which I mentioned in my Jaclyn Hill Master Brush Collection video, that I love to use this brush for a nose contour. So you guys know I'm not much of a blush person, but I don't know, I feel like I want to take Heart on the JH06 brush, like just barely tap into that and use it as like a little bit of a blush. Let's see how that goes. Oh yeah, see, that's very pretty, very soft. So I feel like this will tie in the look together because I'm now using Heart on, not just on the eyes, but on the cheeks as well. Then I'm just going to take my Morphe sponge with no excess powder on it and just go over that just to make sure everything looks nice and smooth. For highlighter today, we're going to dip into the... Oh. For highlighter today, we're going to dip into this beauty here. This is EVERGLOW. This is Nikkie Tutorials collaboration with OFRA. And isn't just that so pretty? So on my JH09 brush, I'm just going to swirl all the colors together. Oops, still got the plastic on the mirror. There we go. Ooh, this is so pretty. I'm going to take the lighter side of this highlighter, and I'm going to use this JH38 brush to highlight the inner corner of my eye. I'm going to mix these two shades to highlight my brow bone. Alright. Love this. This is definitely going to stay top shelf for sure. Alright guys, now we're done with the complexion. Before we go on to lips, I'm going to take a little bit of my Morphe Continuous Setting Spray and just set the face. Oh yeah. taking my fan, of course. Yeah, this is, I'm telling you, this is the most extra thing ever. But it really, really, really just dries your setting spray so evenly. I honestly, I don't know what I would do without it. Oh my god, I just noticed I didn't have any bottom mascara, so I'm just using this little baby Tarte Lights Camera Lashes mascara under there because the brush is nice and skinny. I don't know how I really feel about this mascara, but the brush is small, so it's really good to just get right under my lashes. Let's move on to lip. I never know what I want to do for lip, especially with a look like this. Like, what do you do? Like, just, of course, just nude, but like, how nude? I think I'm going to take this shade by Colourpop. This is the shade LA Lady. And then I think I'm just going to put like a gloss on top of it. Oh, actually, I love the way that looks. I'm just going to put a gloss on top of it. So I'm going to take Clinique Caramel Pop Lip Gloss. It's like a nice pale nude. And just put that in the middle. Love that. Alright guys, and this is the final look. Now tell me, what do you think of this eye look? What would you change? What would you do? Tell me, did you get the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette? Let me know down in the comments below. I also have been loving all the looks that everybody has been doing with it. It really has gotten me inspired to really do some like nice makeup. I am planning to do some other future videos using this palette. I really want to dive into these purples here. Like, I think these are super pretty. And of course, we can always do a nice wearable neutral shade with these. But overall, this palette is amazing. I highly, highly recommend if you can get your hands on it, go grab it. I love it. I think this is definitely going to be one of those palettes that I'm going to get so much use out of, whether it be for something bold like this, or we can do something simple with like a bridal look since it has those nice neutrals in it. Other than that, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share so you can keep up on all the videos I'm going to do using this palette, and of course a lot of other future videos that I'm going to do. Please do that for me. I would enjoy it. And leave down below in the comments, tell me which look would y'all rather me have. Like, would y'all rather me see the purples first, or let's do the neutrals? I mean, everybody loves a nice neutral look. So please, in the comments, tell me what you're thinking. See you guys on the next video. Bye, guys.